go. Episode 30, the big 3-0. It is a Pizza My Life. I'm Pizza Eric. With me, I am joined by acclaimed comedic actor and producer. You may recognize him from such films as Dude, Where's My Car? And the American Pie series. Give it up for Mr. Sean William Sauce.
Okay, I was confused on where you're gonna tie that back together, but I appreciate it.
It's
I'm also glad that you
nice.
didn't say former at this point because everything's been former.
I know, I
until
screwed
now.
up last week when I said former Olympic.
Last week you said it all the time.
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, not 2 weeks ago. It was good. But last week I didn't put enough effort into it. And this week I was like, I got to put the effort into it.
Okay.
I got to put the effort into it. With us this week, I'll cut that out. With us this week is our guest, Gino Filipino.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on A Piece of My Life. Big honor, super excited.
We are happy to have you
Thank
here.
you for having me.
I hope that someday I'm not canceled for calling you Gino Filipino, because I feel like it is almost to the point now where it's like that is almost kind of inappropriate.
True. I mean,
I should be clear, that's
during these times, I guess so, but
that is not your.
Well, and of the two things though, let's just be clear of the one of the two parts of that name that are false. You're Filipino.
True.
Yeah.
Your name's not Gino though.
True/false.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Okay, so
Very
explain,
true.
because I have friends and I like tell them this. I'm like, Gino Filipino is not his real name, and they're like, what?
Well,
That's almost kind of a surprise.
that
'cause
name
everyone
makes sense
knows
to
you.
not be the real name, but like the Gino
Yeah.
part not being your
Right.
name was throwing me off.
Right. So that has been my tagline forever. So I grew up in Livonia. Everyone knows me. But I am basically the only Filipino kid around. So
Okay.
I would, believe it or not, some people would approach me after they got to know me and was like, wow, I can't believe your name is actually Gino Filipino. Like your nationality actually rhymes with your name. And I look at that like, you are on crack. Like there's
Yeah.
no way that's my actual name. But no, my actual identity on my passport. Yes, I have a passport.
I like that. Yes, I have a
Yes,
passport
I
for
have
everyone who
one.
didn't think.
Okay.
I'm legal.
No conspiracy. But yeah, my real name is David Jr. from my dad. We call him Bonsai Dave. And we get Gino.
Also, awesome
yeah.
name.
And my mom's name is Gina. So I got my David from my dad and Gino from my mom.
Okay.
So they both, in a way, name me, and then they just always call me Gino.
So you just go by your middle name, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like my nickname.
Okay.
So in the Philippines, the way we do it, it's like the Spanish style. So my middle name is Perilia, which is my mom's maiden name.
What?
Yeah. So like
Perilia?
you never lose your mom's maiden name because that becomes
It's always your middle name.
your middle name. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
David, and then you said Gino's just a nickname though,
Mm-hmm.
but it's from your mom. It's like
And my
a
mom's
way
name
to
is
just
Gino.
have. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And before we carry on, viewers, I want to mention that this is the 30th
The 30th episode.
So
You brought us something special
right,
here.
for the
It's
ceremony.
for the people
we're
watching
gonna
on
bring it
YouTube.
back. I know you Livonia folks know about this.
A 30 pack
The Dirty 30 kids. The
of
Dirty
Rolling
30.
Rock.
Yes, the
Gino
Dirty
just
30.
unveiled.
Welcome back. And to signify the Dirty 30, talk about my of the 30s and how life is now. But to piggyback on my parents really quick,
Yeah.
I brought something.
Oh, it's
As
full,
well?
full of surprises.
I know.
Yes, it is
Guys,
tough.
I know you can listen to the audio, but I highly recommend the video this week.
Yeah, seriously.
So I brought a picture, and I will show the camera, of me and my parents when we first moved to America, because I actually wasn't born here either.
Okay.
I was born in the Philippines. So I have a picture,
Wow.
and I'll put it up to the camera.
There we go.
And
Yeah.
Little G right there.
So if you want, just put
So-
that right there. Yeah.
That will be a huge.
Yeah. How nice is that?
Rolling Rock isn't paying us, so they don't need to be.
Right.
Yeah,
They
they,
don't
don't,
need-
they don't
yeah,
need
they don't need to be
the
displayed.
sponsorship.
Right. So to explain that story, that was me and my dad meeting my mom at the airport because she moved to America first and lived in America for a year while I was still a baby. While I was 2. So
Oh, damn.
she had a newborn, and then she was like, America's a better place to live. We're going to decide to move there. And so she went ahead while she was preparing everything for us, and then we flew over. But I mean, that was when my mom was in her early 20s.
Was it easier for her to come over? And that's why she came over, or like did she have a job lined up, or what?
So actually, in the Philippines, my mom was a medicinal doctor,
Okay.
but physical therapists were in need in America.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she actually became a physical therapist so that she could come move here.
Gotcha.
But now that it was around like my mid 20s where I started looking at my parents, I kind of took him off the pedestal and kind of looked at them like, wow, like my dad was 20 when he did this, and my mom was, you know how you do that? You kind of
Yeah.
look at your parents as like significant.
You like
adults.
realize like the
Right.
life they've had.
So it's like I could never imagine if I was like, hey, Sean, like I heard Germany's popping off right now. Like you want to go over there and find opportunity?
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell
That'd be
no.
insane.
that seems
Right.
yeah, it seems
But, like,
crazy
yeah,
to do
so
that.
my mom had a newborn, and she had no idea what America was like. She couldn't speak English and stuff. Had no license, but she's like, hey, there's opportunity. We'll go. And like I couldn't
She
imagine
didn't even
that.
speak English.
No, like choppy English. Like they
Yeah.
teach English in schools
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
basics.
But like I could never imagine leaving all my friends,
Yeah.
all my family, everything I knew, my whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and just
Currency,
cruising.
food, everything, to move somewhere for your newborn and whatever. So
Well,
it's
and
just,
on that note, it's a little bit easier when you're going like, cause I mean, at least from our spot, like almost everyone speaks English everywhere.
right.
So like, it's a lot easier because you don't have that as much of that barrier of like, because I was
huge.
different. But on that same note, I was watching the Russian 5 today, which is about the Russian 5 and the wings,
So good.
and they were
Yeah.
talking about how they like came over and like they didn't speak any English. So Fedorov was there for like a year before everyone else, and he
Which we
like was
kidnapped
getting lonely,
them.
yeah, basically.
yeah.
And he was getting lonely, and it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be
Hold him
insane.
out.
And you can't talk to anyone. You're just kind of sitting there, like, whatever.
I'm just here to play hockey.
So
Yeah.
I feel like the way we live, sometimes we take for granted, because if you look at a situation like my mom's, which I never really thought about, like we have a really good lifestyle. We don't have to think about that. Like even Fedorov, he's like, oh my god,
No,
I
it came over,
gotta-
got millions.
right,
Yeah.
I gotta move because I'm just a slave to hockey over here.
Yeah.
Like, we just take it for granted. It was just super wild. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
Did
yeah,
you-
that's where I got my name.
right. So that was my point. Like in elementary school, like did you like specifically tell your teachers and stuff? Like they do like the name call,
Yeah.
and so they would get to you and be like, David, would you be like, hey, call me Gino?
I guess.
I said they probably were so confused because they're like, David, do I call him
Right.
Dave maybe?
Right. I guess because in the beginning I told
And then you
them
just hit
that-
him out
yeah.
of nowhere, like,
The
oh,
Gino.
Right.
please call me Gino
Yeah.
Right.
Filipino.
But then by then you kind of like, if you start in like first grade or whatever, then you kind of know all the teachers, and then you know that
yeah,
they know to call you.
And
that
usually
for
in first grade, it's not going to be like a kid like making a joke like that. Be like, oh, call me Booger or something. Like it would
Right.
be something like that.
yeah.
Right. Right. It's not too extreme because
Yeah.
I have had like, okay, so when I first started PT school, there was a Chinese kid right next to me, and we were doing the name game, and he's like, hello guys, like my name is Hyuk Chu. And we're like, what? And he's like, well, you could call me Brian.
I mean, that one
You
is
know, there's always
that
like a
one is
Ken
crazy. Yeah.
or like a Cameron or something.
I'm making it easy for
right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
But I was like, no,
Yeah.
dude, like that's actually like I'm not just making that up. Like that's kind of from my mom. But yeah, shout out mom and dad. Thanks for bringing me here. Now I can do podcasts.
Shout out.
Right
Piece
there.
of my life. That's a little piece of my life.
That's
Oh, look
right
at
there.
that.
I
Tied
know,
it in.
Really ran with it. But did you live in the Philippines? You moved there for a few?
Yeah. So So
How old were you?
I moved here when I was 3, and then basically
Chilled here for a while.
I was like, U.S. is pretty cool, But
Hey guys, this is pretty neat.
yeah. And then when I was 19, actually, I was like 18.
Like fresh out of high school.
Yeah, pretty much. I was tripping on mushrooms in my basement, and basically,
Just decided I'm going to the Philippines.
yeah. Well, so what happens? I don't know if you guys have ever taken any psychedelics or
Cannot
anything.
confirm nor deny.
Okay, that's a good move. But I believe that everyone in the world should do it because it's not like
should.
what they portray in the media. It's just a lot of reflection.
Yeah.
You look at yourself from the outside in, and some people let's say you don't like to smoke weed because you get paranoid, but that paranoia is good for you. You should feel vulnerable. You should be like, oh my God, that guy in the metal box right next to me, if he checks his phone, he could crash into me and kill me. Like that vulnerability is how we should be. 'Cause
Just to be clear though, we're not saying, but we're
Right.
also not saying do drugs
mushrooms.
and
Right.
then
No,
drive.
I believe everyone
Okay,
should.
I just-
Right. I believe everyone should do what they want to, but
but do
basically-
it safely in a house in a spot where you're not
Don't
going to
drive.
possibly kill people.
Don't
safe
drive
about
on
it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure when you're talking about
Number
Right.
one.
you're talking about having
Right.
that
Be
I can't even say the
safe.
word, but you're talking about having that thought. You're not driving at the time.
No, do not. It is
Yes.
extremely dumb.
Sorry, that's for legal reasons.
And
Be
to
safe.
to piggyback on that
Illegal.
too, to
We'll put the
piggyback on
disclaimer.
that, psychedelics in American culture is kind of portrayed funny too because like people think like, oh, take drugs and go to a party, but like that's not how they're supposed to be used, and that's
Yeah.
not how they were used centuries ago. Like in other countries, you could take, let's say, ayahuasca, and you take it with a doctor or you take it with a shaman or someone that could guide you through it. Like over here, it's like, let's drop and go to a rave. Like,
But that's
no.
even how it was
Yeah.
originally over here. Is they used it to
Right.
treat like actual
Right.
medical conditions.
Exactly. And they're microdosing now
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything, which is good.
It helps a lot to have like, especially like your like first
They
experience.
said a shaman.
To have a shaman, at least a shaman type person,
Or
maybe someone
who's done
who's
it.
previously
Yeah.
had
Right.
that experience with the
A
drugs,
sitter.
to then like be like, all right,
Right.
I
Not
can help
every-
you.
yeah.
I can
I can
help
help you
guide
guide through this part.
Everyone
This is
shouldn't
not
be
going to
tripping.
just be a random thing that you're doing at a freaking Kid Rock
Right.
concert.
So to basically go back to where I started this thought process, one night we decided to take some mushrooms, and there was deep thought, deep reflection, and near the end of the night, I was just reflecting on my life hardcore, and I was like, dude, you're 18, you're almost 19, you've been doing the same stuff that you've been doing since you were 14. And I love my friends half to death, but it was seeing the same people all the time do the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, where are we getting wasted? Where are we sitting to drink beer? Where are we doing this or that? And I was like,
Yeah,
you know
where's
what?
the-
You
where's the
need-
party at?
Yeah, you need a change. I was like, you need a change. So
That's such a bold choice. I don't know if I could have done that.
and I was like, well, like, I don't know anything about like the Philippines really, and that's like a big part of my life, or I want it to be. So, and I kind of wanted to be a nurse already, and the wait list in Michigan was like 2 years.
Yeah.
There was no wait over there, and U.S. dollars to pesos converts to a lot. Like, so you do pretty good if you have dollars.
Okay, so this is gonna sound real bad. They have pesos in
Yes.
the Philippines.
So
Yes.
I don't know if you ever heard
We
of
like know nothing about
Yeah.
the Philippines. I
So,
don't know if you did
I
any
honestly
research.
only know from
Yeah.
watching 30 Day Fiance, and it's always the bad part of them
Dude.
just stealing girls.
I was
basically
hooked
over
to that
there.
show, but
Yeah.
before we get on that, that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah,
All right.
this little lad named Ferdinand Magellan. If you ever heard of him,
This little lad.
this little
Hold on,
guy.
wait. This little lad, Ferdinand
lad.
Magellan.
So he was
guy.
cruising on his pontoon, and he discovered the Philippines, and he represents Team Spain. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we tried to fight them a little bit. They won. So with
Now
that,
use the pesos.
right. So with that came their currency, their religion,
Yeah.
their language. So like we speak Spanish. We have pesos.
Also didn't know that.
Yeah, I was
our-
honestly
yeah.
going to ask. Like,
Yeah,
what's
the-
the language there?
Yep, it's Spanish. It's just different dialect. We have thousands of different dialects depending on where you live.
But is
Interesting.
that basically just like an accent? Like, people from like the south have a different
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly, different accents
Yeah.
of the language.
Yeah.
Like and like the country is 98% Roman Catholic from Spain. Our food, like I said, my mom was making empanadas. Like,
You said that, and I
Yeah.
immediately I was like, oh, she's making just
Right.
like Spanish food here.
right, but nope, it is
But
Because
no,
the
it's-
Philippines
they took it.
being in Asia really threw me off.
Yeah,
on
like that is a far way away from Spain.
yeah. So Ferdinand got some props for coming home and being like, hey, look what I found.
Yeah.
But,
like, hey,
yeah.
I spent 2 weeks traveling to this place. It's mine now.
2 weeks, probably longer.
Yeah, right.
Probably way longer.
Probably
Yeah,
2 months.
So that's
On a
that's just how
pontoon
I got
boat.
it. Yeah, it was definitely funny. But yeah, kind of earlier we are talking about broken accents and stuff too. So after I moved there, I could always understand growing up. 'cause
Yeah.
My parents
How
always
good?
spoke
How
it.
good was your Spanish when you moved there? Like, were you getting A pluses in
Terrible.
Spanish class in high school?
No, it was so bad. I have never got an A+ on anything.
Were your
I don't-
teachers disappointed with you being like?
The only 100% I've ever got was on a drug test. So there's no way. But so when I went there, like I always knew
What
the
a
language
line.
because thank you. My parents always spoke it, but when I
That's
went
what you were thinking of like all week of like I gotta work that.
Hey, first
100%.
shirt that we have. Only 100% I ever got was on a drug test.
Oh my God! Check the store for the merch. 100% on drug
On
tests
drug test.
only.
Negative for COVID, positive for cocaine. But
Our
yeah.
bestseller.
But like to piggyback, so like when I went over there, I kind of slowly picked up the language.
Right.
But it's like people that have broken English here. I had really broken Filipino over there. So like I'd be at like a Mickey D's or something. I'd be like, first I tried English and I'd be like, I would like number 2, please, and they couldn't understand me. So then I tried Filipino, and then like they could understand me. So then eventually I'm just like,
I would to say, it's like, do
doing
they
hand
at
language,
least
like,
understand
Yeah.
this? Yeah.
Right.
What
right.
is a McDonald's like in the Philippines?
Take it this way: they have spaghetti as a side, fried chicken.
Okay, so they have the Spanish. They have the Spanish McDonald's.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is that what it's like over there?
Because every now and then I'll see something that talks about like the weird menu
different
options in
McDonald's,
like
yeah.
different countries, and I remember actually I thought it was I think it was Italy and not Spain,
Yeah.
but either way they had like spaghetti. There's like in Japan they have a bunch of weird stuff,
Oh yeah.
but
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. So they have, and we made spaghetti with banana ketchup, so it tastes very unique.
Ooh.
Banana ketchup.
Sweet and imagine this.
I can't even.
You're sitting down. We're sitting right now. This is our Mickey D's table. And now imagine a nice Filipino guy walking around with a Home Depot bucket of rice and a scooper and asking you if you want more rice.
Okay, so McDonald's over there is actually like a restaurant.
Dude, in the Philippines.
That is wild.
Yes. And it's almost like hey, we're going out to Mickey D's tonight. Same with Pizza Hut. Same with all these.
So the American
here.
stuff are almost like us going to, I don't know, like I mean,
It's weird for
the
like
first
a
thing that comes in my
restaurant.
head is like P.F. Chang's,
It's
but
a
I wouldn't
thing.
say that's even
like
like
I would text you. Like it would be a thing.
like that's a plan. Like
Yeah.
you take a date out
like, hey,
to McDonald's.
You want to go to McDonald's? Like, yeah.
And they have Pizza Hut too.
They have pizza. They have everything.
Oh, Eric's
They have
like,
What is-
maybe I'll go to Philippines.
That's what we got to get
They
on,
have
on the
everything.
nitty gritty on. What's a Philippines Pizza Hut like?
sit down restaurant.
But like, do they serve pizza? Like, what is that?
No,
pizza
it's a
like?
Pizza Hut that serves burgers.
Yes, they have pizza, but they have.
Is that really a crazy question? We just heard about a McDonald's serving
Pizza
spaghetti.
Hut.
Right, but they have like many
that
forms
matter?
of chicken, barbecue, fried. Like basically,
Interesting.
my people love fried everything and rice.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like you'll see a lot of Pizza Huts like in the mall and stuff.
You're more similar to America than you thought.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of other countries in the world want to be so Western. Like
So they just want to be fat?
Yeah. So when
yeah,
I
they're
when
like,
I,
they're
yeah.
like, I guess that's what people want.
Yeah.
That's what's
It's
successful.
very westernized. The same music that was
Interesting.
hot here was over there. So like when I first moved there, I thought everyone was like super ignorant, and I was kind of like confused. But like when they first met me, they would ask me questions that they would see in the media. The media played a
Yeah.
huge role with them. They're like, when you're in high school, is it true? Like, did they shove you in lockers? And did you get bullied? Like stuff they saw in movies, they thought was real. And like I had to like
Which
I-
it kind of is.
right.
It
You got
happens.
shoved in lockers?
I didn't. Our lockers weren't big enough.
Right.
I don't know how a person
So
could
it
get
didn't
shoved into a
happen.
locker.
Back in the day, though, on those shows, those lockers
Well,
were
like
pretty
things
big.
like they would see on TV shows and stuff, they would ask like,
Right.
is that really reality? I was like, no, those are like there are writers and producers.
After like so many questions, did you ever get to a point though where you're like just wanted to start maybe like messing with people and be like, yeah, I got shoved into a locker every day.
well, at first it kind of pissed me off because I was like, man, these people are idiots. They don't know anything. But then like I talked to my cousin who was like, dude, don't take it like that. Take it as like this is their way of expressing themselves and this is their way of trying to get to know you. And
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
and I was like, oh. And then ever since then, I was like, I tried to be as helpful as possible.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, I give him like that psh guy look, like the psh.
Yeah.
Get out of here, yeah.
Of
No
course that's
way.
not real.
I'm
But
just
then
picturing
That's not how it is.
I'm picturing that you could have been like the best-selling author in the Philippines if you just take a show that they haven't seen yet and then you just say that's your life and you're just like,
right.
yeah, I mean,
Harry Potter was based on my
wild.
life.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Right.
like so actually my parents are wizards. Well,
Right.
one of them's a
Yeah.
wizard, one of them's
My parents were actually murdered.
yeah, they were
so
murdered by this guy. I'm half muggle.
I live with
Yeah.
my uncle. It's like,
I have an
don't know.
owl. I don't
Right.
know.
But yeah, it was
Everyone
really,
in America has owls. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
normal
what we
thing.
have.
It was really interesting. But yeah, moving there was a trip because like growing up here, you know, it's like we're supposed to have a GoPro growing up. We're supposed to have a PlayStation and a PlayStation, Xbox and stuff. I don't know.
it's like that's the normal
it's our
stuff.
standard.
Yeah.
When I first moved there, people didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So
What's the lay of the land here? Because we're used to like obviously like the rural kind of
Right.
layout where things are pretty close to each other.
Hold on.
There's like
That's totally different. Rural is like country. Like that's spread out.
we're used to that too. Whatever this is called.
It's like suburban.
suburbs.
Suburbs. All right, yeah. So we're used to the suburbs. Is there
Yes.
like suburbs? I'm cutting all that out. Is there suburbs and stuff like in Philippines, like the way we kind
Yes,
of see
there
it
is.
here?
But what it is there's basically like let's look at Manila, which is basically New York City of the Philippines, and then like outside of Manila are provinces, kind of like how we have suburbs outside major cities.
Yeah.
They have provinces, which are like they have nice houses, poor houses, just like all different scales of the like ecosystem or economy.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but it was
And how long were you there for?
3 years, almost 4.
So you did like college there?
I did nursing school there, and then
And then you're like, time to go back.
yep, time to go back.
Does that transfer over? Like, or
A
do you have
few
to do
credits
like?
did a few credits did yeah, a few credits did for sure, so thank God, but it was a lot of fun.
So sorry. Were you like a certified nurse in the Philippines, and then you came over here,
No.
and then you had
Just
to redo
saving
stuff?
lives.
No, I didn't finish.
Okay.
I dropped out and I came back here, but
And then did PT school here though, right?
yep
Yeah.
yep, and then yeah, but basically to go back to what I was saying, like a lot of people didn't have anything there, but it seemed like everyone was super happy.
Yeah.
Everyone's
And then
enjoying it.
and then to talk about the media, like they would see that we had nice cars, nice houses, and everything. But
Yeah.
they didn't know that we work our asses off from the second we wake up till when we go to bed. We work.
Oh, it's totally different like
Yeah.
in that
Right.
sense. Although, I
Right.
mean, I know it's not Japan, but they're close to Japan. Japan's pretty crazy with that too.
Dude, they have safety nets outside their office
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah,
for when
they're
they
probably
jump.
Yeah.
worse.
That's
Right.
nuts.
They're born into corporations.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was cool because there's pros and cons to everything. Like over here, we have nice stuff. That's a pro. But a con is we got to hire babysitters and we don't hang
Yeah.
out. Like I don't get to see you guys very often because we're so busy. But over there,
Yeah.
their cons are they don't have nice stuff and they don't have the nicest house. But they
But
don't know
got some
that. They're
free
happy
time.
with
They
they
got
got.
some-
But
yeah.
they have a ton of time. People would just chill on a stoop or in front of a storefront for hours, just chilling, talking, hanging out with their kids. You know, there's no such thing as babysitters.
Huh.
You trust your neighbors. Your family is everywhere. So like.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't have all the nice stuff, but they were so relaxed and chill, and everyone just wants to cook everything for you, and like here's a beer in here, here's a beer. Like it was
Yeah.
just so much more relaxed. Well, we're over here. Like every time when I grew up, like if my friends were over, and my parents like you had to eat dinner with us, and I was like, yeah, that's normal. But then sometimes when I went to my friend's house, they'd be like, oh, I gotta go upstairs. It's time to eat. Well, I would like sit in the basement, and I was like, damn, like
Oh,
this
that's
is
odd, yeah.
right. That was
Oh,
odd,
that
right?
is
Yeah,
odd.
like
Right.
when you're there, like they should be
Right.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like my friend's over, like
It would
he's
either
eating
it
with
would
us."
either be like, "Hey, can you eat with us?" and you ask ahead of time, or
Yeah.
and
Right.
I don't think I've ever had someone say no, or it'd be like, "Hey, no, we're about to eat. They gotta like go home."
Right.
It would never be like, "Hey, sit downstairs. We're gonna eat. We'll come back
Yeah.
later."
It happened to me often.
That's odd.
Really?
Maybe they just didn't like me. Maybe I am Harry Potter.
Right.
We're like, get in the stairwell.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat. But
yeah,
it was
you
cool.
have to, you have to be under the stairs.
But yeah, I just felt like culturally it was very welcoming. Like over here, it's kind of like, okay, you're 18. I mean,
Yeah.
if you had the finances, you want to move out, and when your parents get older, put them in a nursing home. But over there, they're like, oh, once I'm financially stable, I'm gonna move my parents in, and now it's my turn to take care of them and over stuff. And I work at a nursing home, so I kind of know
Yeah.
what it's like. Like kids just want their parents there; they don't want to take care of them and stuff. But over there, it was like, I had
You have
friends who had
generations
kids.
just living in
Yeah.
one house.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It was very common. I was like, wow, that's
Interesting.
really cool because I never really thought like that
Yeah.
before growing up here. But yeah, it was super sick, and I recommend everyone to travel to more places in Canada because Canada's basically
Eric, that's a shot at you. You
How's
gotta
she
It
travel
kind of
going?
more.
is. It kind of is. I
Not
haven't
kind
gone
of. It
anywhere.
is.
how's she going?
I can't imagine I'm going to go to the Philippines.
No, okay. You
Why? Why
start.
would you ever say that?
Because I don't picture.
He needs to start with something I guess like
Traveling,
somewhat easier. Like,
like,
hey, can you at least go
everywhere.
to like England? That's basically like America
Yeah.
on an island.
I could see myself going to
Dude,
England.
Philippines could be just a nice fat slice of your
I
life.
feel like if I'm going in that area of the world, I'm probably going to
Japan.
Australia
Oh.
or maybe
Australia would be
Japan.
fun too.
Right.
But it's like so. Am I going to make 3 trips to that area of the world where I go to
Yeah.
Australia, Japan,
Why
and
not?
the Philippines?
Why
Dude,
not?
there's a good saying.
So I can have a Philippines Pizza Hut,
yes. Why not? There's a
get
good
spaghetti at
Dude,
McDonald's.
there's a good saying that says, "Be your what if." Like you
your
don't
what
want to
if.
be on your deathbed and not live that what if. You know, like what if I went to
get
the
it.
Philippines and a slice of pizza? Like
We need to add more to your bucket list here because Italy.
But
It's,
traveling, are we really going back to bucket list here?
I'm just saying, Italy itself.
I feel like people keep telling me like, stop talking about your bucket list. It's bad. Or there's some people are like, yeah, no, your bucket list. I'll defend you.
On just having Italy.
Yeah,
baby?
and having a family, but no, some people are like, stop talking about your bucket list. I don't know. I guess like it's just a weird thing to just be like, oh, traveling.
You don't have
As
to
that,
travel,
like, your
travel,
whole,
but you
whole
should.
bucket list. I feel
But
like it should be
traveling
other stuff than just
traveling
traveling.
is like it's for one, it's fun. Like you just get to see different spots. For two, I mean, to Gino's point, like you're like
Yeah.
seeing different things. Like on, not to that extent. I traveled a little bit. Just I did a 2 weeks by myself, like throughout Europe,
It's crazy.
Sick.
and yeah, it was
Crazy that
fun.
you went by yourself.
I took the train a couple spots. Took a plane only to Paris and then
Nice.
to Berlin. But in there, I mean, just one of the things I saw is like I was in Belgium, and it was cash
Waffles.
only. They did have good waffles. It was. I
They
went to.
better. I'd be so
such
disappointed.
an American
I know.
comment.
I went to. I went to a restaurant.
Idiot that doesn't know anything.
Yeah, they got more than waffles, bitch.
waffles at?
Yeah.
But
That's
I
why
went
they
to
hate America.
well,
I'd be
No.
walking in. I'll have a waffle.
Belgium didn't hate America. Like Paris, they kind of hated.
Stupid.
They kind of hated Americans.
Fries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fries. We would
I-
never have that.
I took a couple years of
embarrassed.
French, and I tried talking to them, and they just like were so pissed when I tried speaking any French. Like,
Right.
I speak English. Get out of here.
Right,
I was
right.
like, all right, sorry.
You can have 2
Right.
words you say in French.
Yeah.
Bonjour and oui. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't try to say baguette with a fancy
Bigot.
Oh,
No, but I was in Belgium, and I went to this restaurant, and I got there, and they're like, oh, it's cash only. They're like, oh, hey, is there like an ATM? Let me go grab something. They're like, no, sit down. We'll get you food, and then once you're done eating, go ahead and run to the ATM, and just come back. And I'm like, okay. And then I did it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come back. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, do you need my wallet? Do you need something? Like,
here's my watch.
They're like, yeah. They're like, no, just it's around the corner. Just go ahead and grab it, and then just come back. I'm like, all right,
I'll leave a shoe.
I'm gonna come back.
Right.
And they're like, yeah,
It's old country.
yeah. And I'm just like,
Like,
I
we
was
trust
so
you.
shocked. I'm like, how you guys would get robbed, and
Right.
you guys do this in
Yeah.
New York.
Also-
You're never seen money.
Also, America's the only country where when it's time to ring up, they take your credit card and they go to the back
Yeah,
with your card and then come back. In every other country, they bring that thing to you.
it is weird.
They
You're
bring
seeing
it
it
to
in
you
some
where
places.
you
Some
can see
places
it.
do
That's
bring that,
weird.
but it is
Some
Yeah,
places
the
do.
modern
Yeah.
places
Yeah.
that have
The
just like
hipsters.
on like an iPad. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
here, you just swipe. This
And you're right, it's
thing
probably just out of convenience. Like they only have one.
Yeah.
They have a couple iPads that
Right.
they just go around.
But like, why is
Yeah.
that? They should, and a lot of people get scammed like that. Like, why are you taking my card? Like, they should bring it
Yeah.
to you.
Why are you disappearing with my money?
But basically, to summarize it, it's just super cool to see that the way we live in this country is only us.
Yeah.
Like, it's only us. Like,
Yeah.
everyone else lives so different. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling.
I would say some of those English speaking like countries though are pretty similar. Like
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah,
one
sure.
like England was basically just fucking the U.S.
Yeah.
Like it
I
was-
mean, technically, it was.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you get
They
there
kind
though,
of
you get there,
influenced our thing
and
over here.
you get there, and it's very much like the same thing.
Right.
Ireland,
Yeah.
very close to the same thing. It's
Right.
like
I get it. Same with Philippines. Like, they wanted that Western civilization
Yeah.
so bad. Like, if you go to
Interesting.
Manila and you go to the shopping district, like they try to make it look so hardcore.
it's like you just went to like 12 Oaks. You're like, oh,
exactly.
okay.
Their mall, like, yeah. That's the only wild thing back there too, is their malls were nice as balls. Like, they were all like 7 stories,
Oh shit.
and like people would just go there to spend days, like a day there.
Really?
Like, it was like a super center.
I never
thing.
understood that. I'd want to like kill myself if I'm at a mall. For
That's
Yeah,
the
I don't
last
wanna-
house I
yeah.
want to be right now.
Yeah, like I don't want to hang out at a mall all
Yeah.
day.
But I love me a Burlington or a TJ Maxx.
Yeah, but
All day.
that's a quick. You go in,
All
you
day.
get your stuff.
Burlington Coal Factory.
You're gonna be in there all day.
Sponsor me.
Gino's got so many coats.
Dude, so
Unreal.
back when Jordan and I were
Jordan, your
Jordan,
fiance.
your fiance. I would say.
Yeah.
For the
Oh.
people who don't know.
Yeah, explain.
hey guys,
explain.
me and Jordan got engaged, so she's a very lucky woman. So congrats to you, Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan.
But yeah, back when we were shopping for our apartment, like the second I would step foot into a Burlington Coat Factory, I would have to take a shit.
That's
I would have to take a shit.
okay. I definitely thought you were gonna have a better.
I was not expecting
a
to say
better
it there.
ad for Burlington. I didn't think it was like just step into Burlington, shit your brains out, something like
Burlington
that.
Coat Factory.
Yeah.
Shit your pants.
That's the.
But like, I would even try to take a
Like, they have nice bathrooms?
pre-deuce. But like, there's something about the anxiousness I got, or something
Like you
about.
just connected your body with walking
Yeah,
through
I
those
just got
doors.
so anxious in my body that I was gonna buy stuff that I would get so excited or something. It set off something in my stomach, or I had to go.
So you just like walk in, take a shit,
Oh
and you're like,
my
I'm fucking
God.
ready to buy.
I'm talking for like a year. We were shopping, so like, and then
At
eventually
Burlington Coat Factory.
Burlington, TJ Maxx, and then it slowly Marshalls too, which are basically the same
Sorry,
stores.
I think aren't they all owned by like the same
yeah,
company?
they're all
Yeah.
set up exactly the
All right,
same.
so rank the bathrooms.
Well, Burlington first.
Burlington.
Oh, the ratings of the bathrooms?
yeah, the bathrooms.
Well, since I'm
themselves.
assuming, did you also take shits at TJ Maxx and Marshalls when you had to go in there?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah. So bathroom rankings.
Yeah.
All had the token, call me numbers on there.
Yeah.
On the stalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a good time,
Oh,
call
you know-
XXX.
For a good
Ran,
time,
ran into a couple
call
glory
David.
holes. No, I didn't.
he took a second. I was like, hold on, that's me. I'm not Gino.
Who's David?
But yeah, it was a super weird thing. Sometimes it still happens. Even Target has been attacking me sometimes lately. But
Okay, so basically, you just get too
Attacking.
excited about buying stuff.
yeah, like
That's a weird connection you've had.
and that's a new thing I've discovered now that I'm 30, because
Yeah.
I taught you guys about it earlier before, but like, so we were living in Detroit for a while, a few years, and then we're like, damn, we're paying good rent money. We got a dog, so like
Yeah.
maybe we should look into. We've lived here a few years, it was fun, but maybe we should look into renting a house until like Jordan finishes school and stuff.
Mhm.
So
I like that you said that so like quietly. Until
right,
she finished
well,
school.
like people out
Until
there,
she
like,
finishes her bullshit.
a house is
whatever.
the biggest investment you'll ever make. Please make sure you know how much money you're working with first.
Is that coming from like went over?
All right.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was like, I wouldn't ever make the commitment until I know, like, what we're working with or where she's going to be working and stuff. But
Yeah.
like, so we decided to rent a house in Madison Heights. And the first 6 months, I was like, whatever. Like, we're renting. I don't want to invest my time and money in this dump because we're just hooking up this guy's house.
Yeah.
The landlords. And when we first moved in, the bathroom walls were black. The ceiling was black.
That sounds like a murder house.
None of the doors.
That's crazy.
We have 3 rooms. None of the doors closed all the way.
That's weird.
Awkward.
So I told the landlord, and he was a cool guy at first. But I was like, "Yo, Cameron is his name." I was like, "Hey, none of the doors closed," and he's like,
Sucks.
Old house comes as is." We're like, "What?" So we
actually-
painted. We painted.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, we shaved the doors down. Everything works, and then I never really cared for the yard or anything because it was like a bunch of weeds. Nothing was maintained. You could tell.
It's funny to picture the doors as just those like push through kitchen doors that are just like swinging constantly.
Oh, we should have got those 70s style drapes. Though.
Oh, the bead
beads.
curtains.
The beads.
Yeah.
Like that 70s show.
People walked in, they're like, "Yeah, this is a drug house."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So but then it wasn't until the last 6 months where someone told me, was like, I told them that I didn't care for the yard or anything. They're like, "Well, yeah, but you live there. Like you should still want it to be nice." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Like
right."
people,
And then all of a sudden we just started going ham, putting weed and feed, remulching the front, trimming the bushes. We just got a patio
Your
set.
fucking landlord loves you.
Dude, he doesn't even know about it yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
This is how it's finding out.
Right, we got a patio set. Hey Cam, what up? Subscribe if you're not a subscriber.
like and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, please notifications for every new stream. But yeah, we got like a garden shed yesterday, patio set, lawnmower, weed whacker, and like now instead of getting the shits when I have to go to TJ Maxx,
It happens
Home
at-
Depot.
fucking Menards.
Oh, Menards. Yeah.
Save big money at Menards. They
You
got-
walk in, you're just like, "Oh,
Dude, you need fertilizer and Cheez-Its?
Wow.
You've come to the right place.
Fertilizer
They got
Menards.
everything. They have
That's their
grocery-
tagline. The new.
But now I just get excited. Like last weekend, her parents came to help us mulch and stuff, and like they kind of get the ball rolling when it comes to like home renovations because
Oh,
our
yeah.
parents know what they're doing.
No, my parents are the same way. They come over here and they're just like, "Oh, you got to be doing this," and it's like, "All right."
So sorry.
Well,
by
I'll
the way,
learn
on
now.
that, maybe a dumb question. So her parents live over here then?
Her parents are here. Yep.
Because
Yes.
she said she was saying earlier that she
She-
grew up or was born in
London,
England
yeah.
and then
England.
so
grew up
she
in
moved
South
to
Africa.
South Africa. They actually just moved here about 5 years ago, maybe almost
Okay.
6.
Yeah.
But they live in South Lyon. Shout
Okay.
out Bill and Tracy. They're up north right now at Traverse City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah, they're
That's
up at a
beautiful
cottage
area.
on Torch,
Mhm.
which is sick.
No big deal.
Yeah, super sick. But
Super
they're
nice lake.
they're the best family I could ever go into. So
Yeah.
super helpful all the time. But yes, her parents are here, and so I guess they're immigrants too, just
Yeah.
like me. So just like right now, I know I'm gonna take it to a serious level a little bit, but like there's social groups for everything that complain for everything. But like me and Jordan and her family, we're all immigrants, and like there's always gonna be where there's sunshine, there's shade, right?
Mhm.
So like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
America shines bright, but there's gonna be some dark parts too. But
Yeah.
like I still believe it's the best country in the world.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we might be fighting for so and so rights or whatever, but go anywhere else, you're getting public hung. And
Might get,
stuff.
say, yeah,
Like,
you might get
Yeah.
put into a camp over there.
Right.
Might get something.
right. But sorry to bring it there. But yeah, anyways, yeah.
Anyways,
So
back to pizza.
we've been super
We'll edit
into
it
like,
out.
yeah.
Anyways, butts and farts are crazy.
Right. Super into gardening now. Shout out Dinks. I know you just finished your garden. I know Zan just got a crib. So
Yeah.
so like
Yeah, we're at that age now where you are like,
Also, just by the way, without
Doing-
knowing who any of these people are, those
You know-
sound like such drug names.
well, you know who Dinks,
Dinks.
is.
Who's
Yeah.
Dinks? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Check out episode 26 of A Pizza My Life.
I forgot that was like that was the name. Yeah.
Zan is just our friend Alex.
I'm just saying, like the names just sound like
Dinks
such
and
like
Zan.
those are like
Dinks, Zan.
those are like a California like drug house names. Like, hey, we got Dinks, we got Zan over here.
Little Zan.
Little
Yep.
Zan, yeah.
Little Dinks. Just add a little to it. You're a
Yeah.
thug.
all good.
But yeah, so gardening,
But yeah,
just
that's-
adulting is hilarious.
I know.
Adulting is so funny.
And
Like,
it's weird to like go to someone's house and for them to be like, "Let me show you my backyard," and you to be like,
Okay.
"Let me see this
Dude,
backyard."
I get way
I'm excited
too
to show you.
I get way too excited at like just nice outdoor like patio setups. Like
Yeah.
Heather, every time we're walking by like a house or we see something, I'm like, oh, you see their patio? Like that would
Whoa.
be great for entertaining people.
What do you guys know about Fixer Upper?
That's nice.
It's a great show.
I'm addicted. I was addicted to it. Chip and Joanna Gaines, shout out. But yeah, they're hilarious. So like
The only
knock down
thing-
the wall, shiplap, knock it down, clear the space. open it up.
Shiplap.
Shiplap.
The only thing that irritates me about all those shows is that they're all in like the same areas. Like so, it's like the Flipper Flop is always
True.
in.
But they
California.
put Waco on the map. They put Waco.
They
on
did.
They put Waco on.
I think that the one dude who had like the cult in Waco maybe put Waco on the map.
True. But they support local business, and like everyone they work with is from Waco.
They brought Waco back to a positive spot.
Yeah,
I really wish I could remember who that fucking guy was.
I forget, but yeah,
Is it David Carruthers? That sounds like an actor that
I'm not sure.
You're thinking David Caruso.
No, that is an
That
actor.
is an actor. Yeah.
David Carruthers is someone.
Yeah.
He might have done something bad.
Anyway,
You guys figure this out. I'm gonna look at this.
Yeah, go ahead and start thinking about that.
How did you get to Lexus.com when you were on my phone, by the way?
I don't know. I had no idea. My fingers get a little squirrely.
I was like, I haven't even been to Lexus.com. How is that even up there?
I had
What?
a couple cups of coffee at Senate, and
All right.
yeah, these fingers just have a mind of their own.
Fill you in. We went to Senate before the show, and
Oh.
for a minute, Gino held Sean's phone.
He's a British businessman.
Okay.
Who was a cult
David
leader?
Carruthers?
David Carruthers is a British businessman who
But is he the
was
Waco, Texas guy?
Nope, he was the CEO of an online gambling company, Bet on Sports. Where did I hear this name from? Why does this in my head?
Do you online bet?
I do, but like not.
David Carruthers is your guy, huh?
I don't understand how this is in my head.
Sometimes you're just
Anyways.
like, who is that? That's a real person, right?
It is a real
And then
person.
you have to Google it. And,
yeah,
and
and
be like,
it's
oh, yeah.
not what I thought at all.
Information on David
Sometimes.
Carruthers on the link below.
Yeah, let's put that in. Let's
Right
get
here.
some more support. He's dead, but
I'm
let's
not
get some
doing
more
that.
support for.
R.I.P.
I don't
Dave.
think he did anything wrong.
No.
He's just dead.
It was implied.
That he did something wrong.
You never know. You
Maybe.
never know. Anyways.
He was an old white man, so he probably did.
Gino, I have known you for a long time, going all the way back to middle school.
Yes, and I'm 31 now.
Yes. So that's a long time. That's almost 20 years I've known you.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, you have to think middle school starts when we're like 13, 14.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was.
Do
12.
the math after
I was
the
12
show.
and 13. but-
That's when we were
Yeah.
all just bathing in Axe body
Yeah.
spray.
Oh,
and
Puka shell necklaces.
it is the
Oh.
weirdest time of your life. It is such an awkward time.
Did you have a puka shell necklace?
I did not, but I had one that was.
Bullshit.
I had like a weird, like a smaller one that was like it was like blue beads and like it was like blue and it had rope and.
Either
it
way,
was,
you
like,
had a
weird.
douche. You had a douche
I had-
like
yeah,
surfer
stupid-
necklace.
yeah,
I
stupid-
still wear a rope necklace.
Well, see, but that's fine. That's cool.
No,
Like, that
no.
fits
The
your
ones
look.
that have
Yeah.
like
Like
the
the,
ones that
like-
have like the beads or the whatever
like
those like little
rope and,
stones.
like, the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stones and all that stuff. Yeah, I had one of those.
Maybe a
Got it.
shark tooth.
Guess where I got it? American Eagle.
Probably.
Obviously.
American.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah.
I worked at American Eagle for a little bit.
Exactly. So
You
knew
look like you
exactly
could be a
the
window
fashion.
model there.
Was not. I was more of a greeter.
Oh,
See, but they at least
With,
they
like,
put
the
you in the
animation.
front of the store.
Want to come to our store? We blast
That's
music in here
Hollister.
and-
That's Hollister.
Oh, yeah, or
Is there a
Abercrombie.
beef? There's a beef.
No, I'm just saying like Hollister. You try to walk in and you get sprayed.
Sprayed,
Yeah.
and then just music. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, or it was like Abercrombie that had the people in the front of the store
Yeah.
that were just like
The
shirtless
models.
and
Yeah.
just like just ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was more of a Penny guy. JC Penny. Shout out Westland Mall.
shout out Sears.
You've seen
That's
better
where it
days.
works.
You've seen better days. But,
I was at that American Eagle.
Yeah,
Oh, roots right here.
Yeah.
Roots.
yeah, it all comes back. Small world. Anyway, so so middle school though,
It's so
Eric's
hard
like,
to.
I want to get to
stay-
the story.
It's so hard to stay on topic.
I know we are. God, the episode's almost done.
Really?
Yeah. But middle school, which like we've said, it's an awkward time. Like you were trying to figure out where you fit in.
You were
Frost
sending
Middle
girls
School.
pictures of the rock saying it was you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of person I was. And
AOL Instant
go back
Messenger.
and go back and listen to that clip. But so in middle school, there's these kind of like times in between classes where you're trying to find the friend groups that you fit in with, the people that you fit in with, like
while you're passing.
Yeah, like you have
You
the
have
time.
5 minutes to go to a class.
Yeah, you have the
you're
time
like, all right.
before classes start, around lunchtime, after school.
Have a quick chit
where-
chat.
Yeah, like your friends. There's kind of groups of people that
Yeah.
are meeting up.
Yeah.
And one time before classes, there was a time like where you just got to kind of hang out or like near the cafeteria, and I was standing with like this group of people that I was like, this is my group. This is like I'm gonna try to.
I belong here.
Yeah, I'm gonna
This
try
sounds
to.
like Mean Girls or something.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna try to like fit in here, like with this group. Like these are my friends. Like
Yeah.
these are like I know a few people here. And at this moment in time, though, I was not like specifically talking to anyone, so I was just kind of
You're
awkwardly.
just stood there?
Yeah.
Did you know anyone? Or you just walk
Yeah.
up to a group of people
No,
and be
I
like,
knew-
no, this is me. This
No,
is me.
I knew people, but like no one was actively having a conversation with
Right.
me. You
Right.
know, like where
Yeah.
it's like you kind of have that thing where people just kind of like box you out.
Oh,
and
you
you're
were
kind of
boxed out
like-
too?
Yeah, so it was like I was
Oh.
kind of like there, but I just didn't have anything to contribute.
You're just like looking over people's shoulders.
But
You're
I was just like, you know, like I'm trying to fit in. You know, I'm like with these people and I'm trying to fit in. And this kid calls me out. He goes, no.
I wouldn't do that.
No, so here's the thing,
I'm
right?
just saying, he said this kid calls out. I'm waiting for the story to come
was
back
not-
around and be like,
Gino comes into the story real soon. And so this kid calls me out, right? And he's like,
Was it Keita?
he was, no, Keita I think was nearby, was maybe in this group.
he was also on the outskirts.
He does love calling
He was
people
somewhere.
out.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but this kid who's like also kind of outside the group, like sees that I kind of have like some decent real estate of where I'm standing.
Oh,
Like, and he wants to be where I'm at.
you guys were
to, like-
battling for like the last house on the block.
Yeah, to like kind of like maybe have a chance to like jump in the conversation and make some friends here. But this kid calls me out and he's like, "Yo, who are you? Are you even talking to anyone?"
What?
Oh.
Yeah. He's like, "What are you doing here? Who do you know? Like, what are you?"
You said this is a Mean Girl. That is a Mean Girls thing.
Yeah, and so he was very.
He doesn't even
specific.
go here.
Yeah, who are you? What are you doing
That's
here?
super rude.
And basically, when you're in that situation and you're that guy that's being asked that, there's nothing you can say.
Right.
Either someone's going to come and be like, "Who are you? Get the fuck out," or you just have to kind of walk away at that point.
No, I think you just be like, I mean, you stepped
True.
in, bitch.
Dude, yeah. But,
Dude, at 13, you're going to say
right.
that?
When
Yeah.
I was 13, I thought the world of what people thought of me.
Yeah.
Like
So-
everything.
Oh, for sure.
For
So,
everything.
and I'm standing there, like just kind of frozen. I'm like, what do I say? And Gino Filipino jumps in.
I don't remember this at all.
And he goes, right, because I mean, this is nothing for you, but like for me, it's like shit. Like this person just stepped up for me. And Gino jumps in and he's like, dude, that's motherfucking Eric Brittmeyer. Like, who the fuck are you? You get out of here.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh shit, dude. Gino Filipino is the
Damn.
coolest guy.
She was like, I was
in the
fucking
middle
awesome.
school.
All
That
right.
impresses me.
Right? I was
All
like,
right.
I was mind blown. I just like, it's not like me and Gino were like best friends. That
I was
were
probably
hanging out.
90 pounds.
Yeah, and like Gino was a cool guy.
Who
like,
wasn't?
The school knew him.
Cheers to that, guys.
All
The
right.
school knew him. Was like
up? Here we are
Gino
now.
was like, yeah, that's Gino
missed.
Filipino. I got it. It just whatever.
Yeah.
But Gino Filipino, people knew.
Dude, of course.
Gino was a cool
I
guy.
always got your back.
You know. But the fact that he did that and like,
Fuck that guy.
Like,
Where's
we
that guy
had-
now, huh?
I don't know.
He
I
doesn't
don't,
have a
piece of my
podcast as
life.
far as we know.
I don't
Right.
remember who that guy was or what he's
You
doing
have
now.
0 subscribers, guy.
But yeah, like me and Gino just had like a gym class together or something.
Cool.
And the
There you
fact
go.
that he like stood up for me, I was like,
That just made
that
me
fucking-
like me more. So thank you
Right?
for that story.
but I was just like totally blown away because it's like such a pivotal time
Dude.
to be
Huge.
trying to figure out where you fit in.
7th grade. Savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seventh,
It was-
eighth grade.
God.
And all of a sudden, yeah, Gino Filipino's like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of
Dude, I
here.
used to look at like 8th grade girls and be like, they're goddesses. Like,
Right?
oh my god. Like,
You'd
I'm
like
just
have-
playing Tekken at home, like Gran Turismo. And like, oh my god, these
Yeah.
chicks are so hot.
Yeah, and you're just thinking back, like, did you see so and so at lunch?
Yeah.
She looked so hot. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is so funny how far we've come. But yeah, dude, cheers to that. I
Dude.
mean, of course. Of course I got
Forever,
your
forever.
back.
Shout out to you for that.
Yeah, and look where we are now. I mean,
And
Now we're on a podcast.
And now we're on a
Yeah.
podcast.
well, life just keeps getting better and better, man. Like it is what you make of it.
Life
like,
kicks ass.
Like it is. It is what you make of it. I mean, we could be in the hottest club in the world, or we could be at a porta potty. Okay, if I was at a porta potty,
Segues on this guy. The segues on this guy.
if I was at a porta potty with Sean and Eric, I would have a great time. Versus
Oh
like
my
if I was
God.
at the hottest club with people that I didn't like, it would suck ass.
Speaking of porta potties,
What about porta potties?
Yeah.
so I was at
They
a
don't have
wedding.
porta potties at the hottest clubs.
Hopefully not.
Not yet. We can
Not
get
yet.
a
Maybe
super
it's gonna
hipster.
come back.
It might be a thing.
It might
so
catch.
so this isn't like a full blown story, but I was at a wedding this last weekend up in
Yeah.
the UP,
Off in the UP. You were deep in the
Where
UP.
in the UP?
Houghton.
Okay.
So it's Michigan Tech. It's like
Yeah.
I mean it's an 8.
So you
and
picture that
15,
like the fin of like the shark
basically
of
yeah.
the UP.
Yeah,
and
you
were
drive
there.
you drive fucking 4 hours
I would not
to the
go.
UP and then
That's
you drive another
so-
4 hours to get to the spot.
Yeah, when
Send
you said
the
you had
$500 and stay.
Yeah, you're closer to Green Bay than you are to Detroit.
crazy. Well, obviously.
It's crazy.
But yeah, that's so far away, especially to just go for a weekend for a wedding.
Yeah.
What did you guys do? You left Friday and
Left
home Sunday?
Friday. Left Friday morning. Came home Sunday.
I wouldn't have gone if it was my own wedding. That's so far.
Yeah.
That's so far.
Jordan, sorry. If you were planning a wedding further than
I
Michigan.
will say, like, the wedding was fun. My family used to have property like 30 minutes south of that, so
Okay,
it was
cool.
a little nostalgia
then that's
for me
your
to go
spot.
up.
Yeah.
It was a little nostalgia for me
Right.
to go up. It was a fucking long ass
Right.
ride.
All love
Yeah,
to
of
Sean's
course.
family. We're just teasing.
No, no one has a spot up there anymore. I'm just
and
saying.
no
It
one
was-
listens to this podcast.
No, my family does.
Your dad does. Shout out.
My aunt does too, and I
Oh.
think my mom does.
That's good.
My mom maybe sometimes.
That's
does.
good. We're
She
growing.
doesn't like the swearing.
She doesn't like the swearing.
They never will.
I think we've toned it down since the first few episodes.
Fuck that. Anyway, so at this wedding, and it's like at someone's house, so like it's in like they had like a pole barn, and then so they obviously didn't have really bathrooms in there, so they had porta potties, and
At the venue?
yeah, well, so it was like a person's house that had like a pole barn like across the street.
Whose house?
The groom's boss.
Oh, so they just saved 10 grand right there. which is
Probably.
cool.
Boom, bada bing, bada boom.
I think they were able to save some money on this wedding because I think it was like a put together
Yeah.
kind of like last minute kind of thing.
Well,
But-
especially during Corona season.
exactly. Well, and that's the thing is everything has to be done by like people. It's not like done by like a business that you go and like, hey, we need a
Robots
DJ, we need
coming
whatever.
soon.
Exactly. But so they had porta potties, and so I had to obviously use it a couple times. And
Oh.
I've always thought this, but like,
They're gross.
What's with that?
but like,
blue?
what do they do though? So like, so you bring the spot, right? People are shitting, pissing it all day,
Yeah.
and then you just lift it up, and then like, what? You just
it
pour
away.
you just pour out the shit.
Take it away.
Like, do you just like unlatch like the bottom part and just like drop everything?
There
think
might be
there's-
something in that magical blue juice. That's
Yeah. Why is there blue juice in there?
That's so disgusting.
That's just got something. I
It's
think
all gross. But there has to, I mean, there must be some like compartment that like deattaches from it.
You would think so, but like if
I
you
don't
look
think
at it,
so,
it has to be at the
dude.
bottom. If anything, I think they lift it up with like a forklift
Yeah.
kind of thing, and then they just like unhinge a thing, and they just
Yeah, and they just pour that into the
where are they pouring it?
into a
have no
larger bucket.
the most experience I had with it is watching Jackass, where they used to push it over or
Yeah,
put
and
them
you
on
get
a
filled with shit.
bungee. and
Is
they
that
go
like
up
your?
and down.
Is that like a
Disgusting.
solid fear of like when you're in a porta potty that someone's
Being
gonna push it
pushed
over?
over?
Not even pushed over. I'm just like afraid that it's like kind of uneven. I'm just gonna like step the wrong way and just like tip.
Well,
Yeah.
two things could happen.
I don't want anything bad to happen in a porta potty.
Dude,
No.
I don't
yeah.
want to be in a porta potty.
There's
No.
two possibilities. Either A, you lose all your limbs, or B, you gain like superhuman powers.
Do you think those
From-
are the
from
two
getting-
possibilities?
I also
Yeah.
feel like there's a possibility that you just get covered in shit.
That's 100%.
Yeah, like there's that possibility that you're just covered in shit for the rest of the time.
That was baking.
the main possibility that you were just gonna have an
Yeah, right. That was
uncomfortable
just
rest
sitting there
every
all
day.
day.
I mean, it's been toasty too, so that
Oh,
was just
especially
been
on a hot
boiling.
day.
Oh yeah.
That's just
Oh,
been
dude, we sat down for this. Luckily, it was a short ceremony, but we sat down for the ceremony. I stood up and I just had sweat dripping down my
It was
back.
it was an
just-
outdoor wedding.
Yeah,
What's the temperature like up there in the UP?
Same as
similar
It's
as
still-
down here. It's not that. Yeah, it's not that different. I mean,
Alright.
it was.
Well, I mean, it's you think it's pretty close to Canada. All of a sudden,
Yeah, do you think
pretty
that
cold
Cana-
up there,
do you,
eh?
do you think that
How's she
Canada
going?
is just like complete Arctic?
some parts of it are.
Yeah, very north, like basically
Yeah.
in Greenland.
Like I said, I have not traveled
Yeah.
through
No.
Canada.
So it's, I mean, during the summer, it still is, normal temperature. So it was a
Yeah.
solid, probably like 86,
Okay.
87 or something
And it
like
was
that.
an outdoor wedding.
Outdoor wedding, luckily, it was a short
Was
ceremony.
the like reception like in?
It was in that pole barn. So like,
Okay.
it was, they had some fans
classic,
going
yeah.
and everything, but it was
8-hour drive.
8-hour drive, dude. The drive was horrible. Because if you drive through, the UP,
Yeah.
there's nothing so it was 4 hours and you're just driving.
Is it just trees?
Yes, trees. Every now and then you get to like the smallest city ever and you're like, oh, there's one gas station.
Yeah.
There's some like decrepit barns,
Yeah.
and there's like a general store. And then you go through that city in 2 minutes and then you're on to the next one.
Dang. Well, you had fun, which is all that matters.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Right.
It was a good time. Like it was definitely worth it. We did not plan some things outright. I don't know why they don't open. They had a brewery that was actually very good, but it only opened
yeah?
at 3.
Oh.
So we didn't plan it correctly the first
3
night.
p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare they open so late?
Well, but it sucks when you don't plan to go there the first night, and then you want to go the day like, we have a couple hours before the wedding. Let's go
Right.
do something.
Yeah.
They don't open until 3. The wedding starts at 4:30.
Yeah, so you really don't have time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we got some pints in. Don't worry.
Right.
There was also
But you
everything
were just
up there,
wearing your wedding clothes, though.
everything up there is cheap. It was $3
Really?
pints. We had fish bowls for $9.
What?
Oh my god! And they were to go fish
I
bowls.
love a fishbowl.
Carol
Oh, yeah.
Baskin. Yeah.
just watch Tiger King.
Yeah,
Right.
Gino, you just saw
How do
Tiger
porta
King.
potties work?
So
Link to the YouTube video down below.
Oh, we're gonna show how porta potties work.
How it's made.
Instructional video.
I'm not linking dirty
No,
jobs.
that's all I had. I just admitted. I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, so you're just bringing like this like shithole, and then
Yep.
what are you doing with it after?
Yep.
You're just taking it away, and then are you just like, where are you dumping the shit?
I don't know. You gotta.
I mean,
I'm sure they haven't figured
Do we
it
have
out.
time to talk about pollution in the ocean? No, I'm kidding.
They're just going and dumping it into the ocean.
But do we have time for a wedding story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We have time. We still have plenty
Okay,
of time.
so my cousin, my first cousin, he lives in Chicago. He got married a few years ago on Cinco de Mayo. So I was like, bet.
easy, like
Right.
anniversary.
I was like,
remember.
bet. But I was
Yeah.
like, I was driving down after work, so I missed the ceremony. So I was pre-gaming by
Never a
myself.
bad move,
Yeah.
by the way.
No.
to
So
miss the ceremony.
Yeah, never bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because
Right.
sometimes they go long.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, are you kidding?
I want my ceremony to be like 20 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Then you need a
See-
destination wedding, but that's for another podcast.
Yeah.
But
No, we'll talk about destination weddings for.
Okay,
For,
but so
for a
anyways, I
spell.
skipped the ceremony. I go to what's that Mexican place on the border?
Okay. There's so many options.
Right.
that we
So
could've gone
many.
with.
Yeah.
Taco Bell? No, on the
Be,
border.
be careful what you
It
suggest.
was right outside the hotel, so I was pre-gaming and Cinco de Mayo. I was like, yeah, this wedding's about to be lit.
Yeah.
So we go to the reception. What I didn't know was that my cousin converted religions for this chick, and it was a dry wedding.
oh.
On Cinco de Mayo?
So I drove 4 hours.
No.
Started my bus with anticipation of keeping it going.
Yeah, you're
at
ready
the
for
wedding.
margaritas
But
left
wait,
and
this
right.
isn't the worst part. So I get there, it's dry, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm sure me and her siblings will get together later and party.
Heartbreaking.
The religion is so strict that there is no dancing. Or
You were in a Footloose wedding?
and no music and no music, and so her side of the family was on one side, and his side of
Oh
the
my
family
God.
was on this side. So,
So it's
because
just silence.
because there was no bar and because there was no dancing, I didn't meet one family member on their side.
Wait, so
because
what'd you do the whole
all
time?
we did was we
Yeah.
came in, we ate dinner, and it was done by 9:00.
oh, sounds
And
What
then afterwards,
the
we went to the hotel and we drank and had fun and stuff.
Yeah.
Not saying that you have to drink to have fun, but that's when I got together with my cousins.
But
that I
yeah,
hadn't
like
seen in a
that's
while.
how you loosen people up and
But-
like really
Right.
get the
Also-
party started.
A dry wedding should be illegal.
Yeah.
right. And
It
all
really
yeah.
should.
All power to you if you want to follow your beliefs and stuff. But like
That's fine.
their theory was that music and dancing brings temptation and the devil.
Oh my God, it's the Footloose wedding.
Exactly
It's a
exactly what it
Footloose wedding.
was.
That's what it is.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So that was just mind-boggling, and I was just
Also-
episode.
Also, if you're gonna do that, like all that's fine. Don't do it on Cinco de Mayo.
right on Cinco de Mayo, and
That's
like,
a drinking holiday.
right. And
Yeah.
even like right now, like I'm 3 beers deep, podcast, and like if I were just to instantly stop, I would feel like crap. Like I crashed super hard. Like now that I'm 31, like
Yeah.
I'll have 4 beers, and tomorrow I already know I'm going to be exhausted. Like a hangover is so different when you were 18 to now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Like,
I was
yeah.
talking with someone.
Dude.
I was talking with someone about that
Unbelievable.
this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just
I won't even have a headache, but I will just sit and watch TV all day and do nothing. It's such a waste.
Yeah, it's like I have no motivation. I can't.
I
do
could go for dinner and have a couple of beers over dinner, and by the time I get home, I have a headache. I
Yeah.
was like, why?
Yeah, you're telling Jordan, you're like, hey, it's time for us to go.
Right.
We gotta get.
Right. And then you
Gotta
sound
get home.
real old
And it's like
because you want to
8:30.
go.
Yeah.
What was that one thing I saw? It was like, when you're young, you try to sneak out of your house so you could go to a party.
Yeah.
It was like when you're old, you sneak
Try
out
to
to the
sneak out
party,
party,
so
go
you
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And like, man, I always catch myself saying grown man stuff like this week. I don't know when you guys are watching this, but this past week it's been 90s and humid, and it's been raining. And I'll wake up in the morning like, we needed that rain last night, guys. You know, like
Yeah,
it's
that's
good
part
for
of
the
like
grass.
having like
Yeah.
the home ownership.
Oh, didn't need to turn
like,
the sprinkler on.
Yeah, you look at the lawn and you're like checking the weather and you're like, oh, it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Smell
That'll be
smell
good.
the rain. Yeah,
That'll
I
be good.
love those Geico commercials. Like, what am I
Oh.
doing? Air conditioning the neighborhood.
Those are the
Yeah.
best when they're at the store and then just like helping the guy like, come on, back it up. You're
Like,
good. You're
we
good.
can't help you. We can't stop you from turning into your dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're so funny
Those
because
are
you can
great.
relate.
those are great.
Yeah, because they're pretty spot on.
100% spot on.
The
Right.
shoes and all that stuff.
It is the best. Those Geico commercials are hilarious. But you know what's
Shout out
not
to Geico.
hilarious? Angry women.
Angry women.
You don't ever want
King
to
of segways. King of segways.
And by the way, Segways
Gonna jump on this-
discontinued. Segways discontinued. They no longer produce
Is that
them.
official?
Yep.
Is that like just the brand?
No, just the device. I mean,
Yeah,
if
no,
that
the
company closed, then
the company is like done.
I guess
No,
someone could pick it up.
I'll say if they shut down, I guess how do
they said,
patents work at that stage? If your
Now
company
Segways
is-
are even more expensive now, just like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, you were telling us about that.
Supply and
Just like
demand.
Guitar Hero.
Supply and
It's
demand.
more expensive.
We
now.
had a good segue, and then we segued out of it.
Anyways, you don't ever want to mess with an angry woman.
Gino,
It's a losing battle.
we should hire you in just for
segues.
I
I
do
would
segues.
love because don't even play with me. I would do this.
Don't even.
I would do
fucking
this all the
joke.
time.
Don't even
Oh
fucking
my
joke.
god! Don't even joke. I'll be on this podcast every single day. I don't even care.
Right,
I'll be here.
episode 30 to 40.
We're doing episode 31 tomorrow.
Right, I'm down. I love it because like there really is nothing like good conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is the best.
Record some conversations with your friend. We'll jump into this hot topic pretty quick. So then this is about a angry woman. She
What else is new, right?
Canceled.
But she caught a couple of people having sex in a bush, like outside of the apartment complex.
Homeless
she went in.
people, obviously.
I don't
No,
know. If
I
they're-
don't know. I think they're young. They're
yeah,
just
I think
like
they were
young
just
and
young.
horny.
I don't think homelessness.
No, I think they're just young and horny though. I don't think it had
horny,
anything to do with
and
being
in
homeless.
southwestern Russia.
Okay. So
Oh.
I'm
So
not
that's
gonna
a
lie.
key.
I was gonna ask what country this is in, and I assumed Russia because of the old lady.
Yes, but this is
She spanked them
she goes out there with a wooden plank
and hits the hell out
and
of
just pummels them.
Little does she know that
Just
they
to
were into
break
that, so
up.
that just got him. That made him come quicker.
Yeah, it's crazy. One, it's crazy that they're like banging it out in like the middle of this bush.
But okay, also out of all spots to pick, for one, it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Odd, but then you're gonna go into a bush like that's not comfortable for
Yeah.
anyone.
it
You
is
got-
not
You
comfortable.
got sticks
That's
going
not
up
ideal.
spots. You're just it's
Yeah.
got prickers, I'm sure, coming in.
Yeah, you want like what? Like a nice park bench or
Right.
something?
This is
or
yeah.
a,
Dude,
a
pick
picnic table?
Pick just the grass.
Just the
Right.
grass? That's a good spot as well.
Yeah, like I'm sure they did the bush to try and get like some sort of like privacy.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
like you're like that's gotta be so uncomfortable. You're just sitting there and you just got like branches sticking on you. You probably got you got a bug just crawling up your asshole.
No pun intended, but we just trimmed our bushes last week.
To stop you
Going
from
back
having
to
sex.
home ownership.
Shout out Bonsai Dave giving me his gardening tools. But
Trying to stop
our
people having
bushes-
sex in your bushes.
yeah, our bushes were layered in thorns, like thornier than a
Oh my
rose.
god.
Thornier than a rose. So I don't know why. There's so many good locations to have sex, and like
You wouldn't pick a bush.
no, I wouldn't really pick outside.
I wouldn't
Really?
Well, especially
No.
not during like the
In some
day.
grass, I'm sure
I
would be
have a
fine.
bed,
What about like
though.
on a beach? What did you say?
I have a bed. That's what he said.
Okay.
But if you're
Trust
nowhere
me,
near
obviously
your
a
bed,
bed's the number one
I don't think
spot
I would have
to
sex
choose.
on a beach. I've never had sex on a beach.
I wouldn't
The
want
drink
like
or
a
sex on a beach?
Both.
I wouldn't like on a beach like actual beach because like all that sand's gonna
Sand.
get
Yeah.
in shit.
But if
We're
you're on a
fine, dude.
towel above,
Sure.
I
Maybe,
think that
but
would be
that's
fine.
probably gonna start getting like it's how like when you like move around on that towel on the
what
beach.
if it's
Right.
a bed
It's sand.
on the
Also,
beach?
life is
But
about
now you're in
yeah.
sandals.
Dude, life is about perspective. Talk to 30-day drought, Gino, and I'll do it on a
He's like, I'll fucking do it anywhere.
On a 30-day drought?
yeah.
Yeah.
You give me 4 weeks.
Right.
4 weeks, and
Just
I
go-
will.
everything's
I
thrown
don't
out.
care
By
what
30
the
days,
bush is.
yeah, by 30 days, I'm just naked and afraid every day. Just day 30. I'm trying to build a fire. I couldn't do it, but I'm still looking for
I'll
my
do it on
wife.
the hot coals of this
Right.
fire. I don't care.
Right. It's easy for me to say just because I'm engaged, but like
Yeah.
talk to like single Gino, I'm just like, yeah, anywhere.
Yeah.
Play any ludicrous song, that's me.
Ludacris just gets you
Get
going.
back.
Right. Just whatever.
But no, yeah, obviously you'd pick like a grass or.
I'm saying a bush
Something.
out of all the spots. The bush is weird.
But the bush gave him a little bit of cover.
But-
Obviously not enough because this woman went over there with a
But
paddle.
even just like, can't you just like
and
go down
whacked
an
'em.
alley and then like maybe just like because like that's the other thing. They look like they're on the side of a road. So like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
at like one of those like corner houses that
yeah,
look
like
like
just
and then
like
you're
right
just
on
in the bush.
Yeah,
True.
like at the side of the parking lot.
Like
or
you were
whatever.
so horny that you couldn't like walk a little bit farther
Right.
and like maybe just go somewhere
Yeah.
down
True.
an alley.
I had a couple friends that
do it in a bush?
not in a bush, but this is kind of like
It
a
was
similar story. So I had a
in a
couple
tree.
friends. This couple I knew, they loved like during like a party to like sneak off and like have sex.
Is this Tyler?
No, it's not Tyler. Tyler's offended that you think these stories are about
Is
him.
this Sean?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna eventually just say, "Is this Tyler?" And one of the stories will be about Tyler.
maybe, but not this one. Tyler was there, but he was not involved.
He was filming.
No. So, but the friends would go off and have sex, and one of our other friends, not Tyler, not anyone that's been on this podcast.
Name him.
I'm not naming him.
Boo.
But
What
she
the
would go.
Jews?
She would go and like she would notice that like they had disappeared from the party,
Subscribe
and would
for part 2.
specifically go and try to like interrupt their
Oh,
sex.
that's rude.
Yeah.
That's literally cock block.
It's
Yeah.
not a cock block because they were always in the middle of sex when she interrupted it.
Well, okay, no, so that's a nut block.
Yeah. Well, but like she wouldn't
That's
interrupt
even
it.
worse.
She
That
wouldn't-
is even worse.
No, so she wouldn't
And
interrupt it
creepy.
enough so that they like wouldn't finish. She would just like interrupt them a bit, and they'd be like, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of
she
here!"
just basically wants to be a part of it.
I don't know what.
I
I don't know what the deal is, but
she
it was always
is-
entertaining and funny, and I was like, "This is a crazy party."
That friend is now in a cuckold. A classic cuckold. Because she just loves watching people do it.
Who knows?
I think so.
Who knows? But you can ask Tyler. He was there at the party, but he was not involved in those activities.
It's Tyler.
It was
Classic
not.
cuckold.
Tyler's gonna have a word with you.
Well, I'm gonna ask him about all these things that he does.
Right. And shout out Tyler. Congrats, dude. Congrats on getting engaged.
Congrats, Tyler and Tara.
Yeah, Tyler and Tara.
Tara's coming up.
Next
Cheers.
week.
Next week
for
Another cheers.
episode 31, we're gonna have Tara on.
we're gonna have Tyler's fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's already locked in. So I mean, if she doesn't come on now, then I have to edit this episode, and I wouldn't.
If she doesn't come on now, it's because I said that Tyler was
Yeah.
banging at parties.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah.
he wasn't.
Speaking of editing, there's a thing coming up on Facebook now, Facebook groups, where people that don't wear a mask believe that if you do wear a mask in public, you're a cult. But some people theorize that the people that are posting that, like cults, you're in a cult if you wear a mask, are Russian bots, because Russian bots are just hacking social media.
How did this have anything to do with editing, by the way?
Because they edit your
I
posts and
I
everything.
appreciate the segue, but how did it have anything to do with editing?
Because
Gino's like
you edit the
insistent, like
post.
he's like, we are getting to all of these topics.
Yeah.
You know what? All right, that's fine. We'll go through this quickly.
Yes.
We'll go through this quickly.
Because they edit the way you think, the way you get your news. Everyone gets their news off Facebook, which is not smart, by the way, people. Please find a reliable source. Like Eric and Sean, they're a reliable source for your news.
You can come to
Lad
us.
Bible.
Facebook. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We love Lad Bible.
Wikipedia. Your elementary social studies book.
But yeah, so on that note though, what I think you were getting at, Russian bots, there was a hack on Twitter.
Dictator.
All of the blue check marks got hacked, and it was probably one of like the worst hacking attempts ever, because all they did is they went on like Elon Musk's Twitter and they say, "Hey,
Yeah, they're like, sign up for this.
I'm feeling crazy right now. Give me $1,000 in Bitcoin. I'll give you 2,000 back right now." The dumbest thing.
Which-
that's like
yeah.
the oldest. That's the oldest like attempt at a hack in the world. They end up getting 70K, but still,
crazy.
if you hack Elon Musk, if you
They
hack
hacked a
Bill
bunch of
Gates,
people. Was
you
it like
ask-
70 accounts?
it was I think
Also,
it was more.
they did actually hack his account.
Yes.
Yeah, and like he tweeted this.
Yeah, so they hacked a bunch of accounts. A very
Wow.
like powerful
Prompt
Which is
people.
probably the smartest man on the planet right now.
Except for then they say they give you the dumbest, like that's the oldest scam.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but
It
it
would-
works.
It would have made more sense if they.
Bezos'
works.
dick pics get out.
There you go. Well,
Do
I
we
don't know why
wanna
you're looking
see
at
'em?
that. Yeah,
I haven't seen them, but
I
they're
feel like
out.
he'd have such a weird dick.
It doesn't matter how weird it is when you're the richest man on the planet.
That's true.
What does that dick look like, Jeff?
I know he's got a lazy eye.
So what else is lazy?
I just feel like it's probably just like really odd.
It's
Probably got,
really
like-
rich.
I feel like
That's
it's
a
gonna
rich
be like
dick.
a weird circumcision. And it's gonna just be like botched.
He probably has a custom circumcision with his face on it. He could do
That
whatever
would be
he wants.
weird.
This
What if he
episode-
just had Amazon branded into his dick?
I would.
Wow. Wow.
What if?
If
What
I was
if?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, if you
Would
had that
you?
money,
Would you? If a piece of my life gets that big,
you put APML into your dick.
I might.
Okay.
If this podcast makes a $7
What
billion
size? What size font is that?
Oh, I'm going definitely 8-point font. You want the small?
Comic Sans or
Oh,
Can't do Comic Sans.
yeah. Come on.
Times New Roman?
No, give me Arial.
Wingdings.
Double
Yeah.
space.
Oh, Helvetica for sure.
Yeah, Wingdings. Just all symbols.
Which symbols is the future of our language? I truly believe it. Emojis. We're gonna retract back to hieroglyphics.
And we're already there.
You don't need to know any language to understand an emoji.
We're already there.
They already are like they announced it's like another 100 emojis being added to
Right.
the keyboards. When
Right.
does it end?
Once
does it
that's
end?
once that's our keyboard.
Yeah, because it's literally just. Thank God for this. I don't know if iPhone users have
When
this,
does
but
it
you
end?
can search your emojis.
Dude, Elon Musk was talking
Thank
about in the
God.
next 10 years he wants to make a technology with this nano connect or whatever, where you don't have to say a word anymore to each other. You could just think it.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, I've seen WALL-E. I don't think that ends well.
I can't wait to just have just a heads-up display and just.
And shout out to Pixar because they
all
have the
that stuff.
best stories
They do.
Shout out
ever.
to
Like
Pixar for
okay,
sure.
you might not like cartoons or CGI or.
If you don't like a Pixar movie, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, WALL-E is so real. The more technology we get, the more helpless we become.
That's a weird thing to be like. Well, yeah, WALL-E is our future.
Fucking.
It already is.
On a separate note, but
It's
still on Pixar,
cruising.
like Coco, so sad but so great.
That's just,
Inside. Oh no.
Disagree.
What?
We watched Coco and I hated it.
Why?
And I love those movies, but Coco was more grim and weird to me than nice.
What?
Yep. I hated it.
I don't know what to say
hated
to
it.
you right now.
my god!
Did you like Inside Out?
Yes,
'Kay.
of course.
Okay.
But I hated Sad. Dude, Sad ruined it. So, like, you know those characters, like, let's
But
say.
they have to bring those people in.
I know, but, like, you know, like let's say Harry Potter, the one lady from Ministry of Magic, she destroyed the school. Like, they're so good at playing that character.
Dolores Umbridge.
You hate them. Right?
Oh, okay.
Same thing with Sad. Like, she
Joffrey.
She was such a. She screwed up so hard. I hated her so bad. Have you seen Onward?
Yeah. Great movie also.
I cried for like 10 minutes straight.
Okay, that made you cry, but not Coco.
Coco was weird to me. No.
What?
He was like in the world of the dad. It was not cute to me. Nope.
I would think with some Spanish heritage, you'd be more connected
Nope.
to it.
Coco can suck it.
Okay, well.
Wow. See, and that's the point we're trying to make.
Okay,
we don't
so-
need representation for everything. Sometimes it turns out bad.
Coco is a great movie.
A lot of people like Coco,
Yeah.
but when
Some
we
people say
watched
it's
it, yeah, when we watch it, and I'm a fan of music and guitar and Mexican guitar, Spanish guitar.
And I like movies.
Yeah, but Spanish guitars are the best. But Coco, just nothing with it I liked. I was just like, this is weird. He like was chilling with his grandma. It was weird.
Why is that bad? He's chilling with his dead grandma.
Listen to
like
yourself.
It's a Pixar. There's a whole movie about the emotions in your head.
You're showcasing a lot of emotion right now.
Yeah, that's anger taking over.
That's
why
what
the
happens when
audio's
you're
all the way up.
when you like Coco. That's what happens.
All right, fair enough.
It makes you irate. And irate Coco, 0 out of 10.
I don't even know what to say.
All right. Well, yeah, I think we can just wrap it up there. Gino, thank you for being on the
Guys,
episode.
thank you so much for having me.
We always
It's been an
ask
honor.
every.
We could easily
Every
do
guest-
another hour.
We easily could. We always ask our guests: is there anything you want to promote or recommend?
Yes, I do. Hey, everyone listening. I want to promote love and kindness. All right. So, like, no matter what you do or no matter who you meet, that person you meet knows something you don't. So, like, just be nice to everyone, you know, especially now. Like, now is the time to be kind to your neighbor. Like, now is the time, like, okay, the country's in a really weird place, right? So, like, now is the time to show community. Like, now is the time to be like, hey, is my next door neighbor okay? Like, you should really start caring about each other because that's what matters. Like, you might believe in the country, you might not, you might trust the government, you might not, but you could always trust the people you know and the people you live with and community. So, like, love the people. You don't have to love the government, but, like, love the country. So, like, be kind to everyone and be nice to everyone, all right?
The deepest podcast episode we've had.
It definitely is.
It's all that matters.
That is exactly the kind of emotion and
Dude.
passion that I want when I ask that question.
How much better would it be if everyone was just nice to everyone?
Right?
It's so weird. It is so weird.
Like, just be nice. Just be considerate.
right. Like,
It's not
sometimes
hard.
when I ask people, how is your day going? I regret it because all they do is bitch. And it's just
Yeah.
like, dude, like, come on. Like, there's so much to be grateful for, guys. Like, look at it. Like, someone's always got it better. Someone's always got it worse. But Motion's Lotion, you just got to keep it
Motion's
moving.
Lotion.
Motion's Lotion. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Like I told you earlier, like, the man on top of the mountain didn't land there, right? So, like, you might think your life sucks ass, but you're right there right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to get better tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's not going to get worse, but that's life, right? So, like, just be nice to everyone, and it'll come back. Karma's real, and it'll come find you. Wacha.
Boom.
I'm
Oh, I like the end with the witch-off.
Whatcha?
Can't even
Why
say
did I
it.
end it with
I
the
say,
most-
no. You can't even say anything else after that. You can't even say anything else after that. You did it with Cha. That's how you end.
Oh, we did not ask you to do that. That was just.
Yeah, exactly. Just toss it away.
That's just what you chose to do. That's just what it is. Guys, I can't wait to clip that out, and that'll go viral. That'll go viral. Gino rants about what America needs to be and ends it with a wacha. Guys, thank you for listening. You can, of course, email us at apmlpod@gmail.com. You can find
so many
us
emails rolling in.
I can't keep up with that inbox. It's unreal.
We've answered so many email questions.
I'm trying to get, if I haven't answered your email yet, just be patient. I am going to get to it. There's just so many. You can, of course, find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like and subscribe. Follow, all that good stuff. Guys, thank you for listening. Gino, thank you for being the guest.
Peace and love.
Episode 30 of A Pizza My Life in the books. Guys, we'll see you next week.
Deuces.
Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser.
I think somebody's had too many more duties. I think somebody's had too many more duties. I think somebody's had too many more duties. I think somebody's had more duties.
Like, you were so horny that you couldn't, like, walk a little bit farther and, like, maybe just go somewhere down an alley.